What's happening, folks? Welcome back. It is time for your Twitter reactions to Celtic 2, Motherwell 1 at Celtic Park. A win in the end, probably more nervy than it should have been. Started the game well, some good attacking moves in the first half, a lot of fluidity. Dropped off in the second half, and when Motherwell get the goal, those nerves creep in, and that's symptomatic of where we've been all season, because one goalies can be slender at the best of times, and they can maybe bring in a sort of insecurity, but given how this season's gone, it was always going to be nervy going into added time, but we did get the win in the end. This video is brought to you by the One Football app. It's the best football app on the planet. You can get goal alerts, league tables from all over the world, pre-match stats. You can get lineup notifications as soon as the teams are announced on game days. You can add widgets to your home screen, and you can get all the Celtic-related news as soon as it breaks from Celtic media blogs and all different kind of outlets. It's got everything you need. You can download it by clicking the link in the description of this video. The app is absolutely free wherever you get your apps. It's a brilliant way for you to support the channel if you want to do something to help the channel, and you haven't done so already. Downloading the One Football app is a brilliant way to help. So click the link below, get involved, and let me know what you think. We'll start today with Andy Boy 69. Saw a lot of intensity and good sharp passing and movement from the team in the first half that's been absent all season. Also saw the nerves, baffling substitutions and over-reliance on individuals to save the day creep in. That again has been evident all season. I think today there was that early period of the game was really good. I thought we did move the ball well. Some penetrative passes, we were incisive, taking 1 and 2 touches on the ball, moving it quickly, caused Motherwell real problems. This season's been so poor that you're struggling to think of times where we really came out the traps in a game and started really well, being visibly the better team. But I think we were that today in the first 15-20 minutes. Probably tailed off a wee bit towards half-time. We get the second goal through Edward. A great goal, by the way, and early in the second half. And then Motherwell will get themselves back into it with a deflected goal. And as I say, then the nerves come back in. And I think possibly we could have dealt better with the game, maybe managed it a bit better, getting into that late period, the last 5-10 minutes, and in added time. Maybe Griffiths holding the ball up, giving away less fouls, the goalkeeper dealing with crosses a bit better. There was things we could definitely have done better, and it would have eased the nerves going towards full time. But we've got to accept that's how this season's gone, and that insecurity and those nerves creep in because of where the players' confidence and mentality is at based on the results this season. So that was predictable. Good until they scored, then we shot ourselves as usual. All season we've been missing something in the final third, no matter who's been playing. I wish people would give Ayeti more of a chance. It might not work out for him, but at least let him show us what he can do. I think today for Ayeti, he wasn't as effective as he was on Tuesday night. He played well on Tuesday night. He hasn't had a lot of football. We've talked about it. 90 minutes on Tuesday. Maybe tired a little bit in the second half today. The only chance I can really remember him having was a cutback from McGregor, I think, in the second half, and he snatched at it first time. His left foot blazed over the bar. I think he likes a first time finish. I think he likes to take it first time if he can, which is not a bad thing, but he didn't get a great deal of chances today. The Taylor cross that he nearly got on the end of, not as effective, but as I say, that match fitness, that sharpness is probably not there yet. He's not had a long enough run in the team. He did come off for Griffiths around about 60, 68, 70 minutes. But I think he needs time, he needs a run in the team. We can't throw him out yet. I think there's definitely something there, and I think he's proved it in the good performances he's had. But for me, not surprising that he wasn't quite as effective on Tuesday, given that he played 90 minutes for the first time in months. Ryan G, the subs are constantly wrong. I'm sure he's probably trying to get in Cham on at some point. The subs today are, again, I know when the results have gone so badly this season, we're micro-analysing everything, but the substitutions have been baffling at the best of times. And I think today, as I say, 67, 68 minutes, we brought Griffiths on for Ayeti. I think that was the same time that Laxalt came on for Taylor and Sorrell came on for Brown. So when you've just conceded a goal, to make 3 changes, maybe that sort of interrupts the rhythm of the team. Maybe it would have been better to keep the team the way it was and let us, because the grand scheme of things, the way the game was going, we were still dominating. We were still the much better team. There wasn't too much in it for Motherwell. I think Bain had a save for Devante Cole, and other than that, they didn't create a great deal up until that point. When they get the goal, maybe we shouldn't have made the subs just yet. Maybe we should have left it 10, 15 minutes. But then people would have complained that he didn't make the subs early enough. I understand that some of the subs were hard to understand. Taylor was having a good game. Laxalt came on, and I know he makes a goal line clearance, but he's just all over the place. He'd one where he chipped. He's in the left back position, run about the halfway line. He chipped a ball into Edward. It was nowhere near him. It went straight to a Motherwell defender, and he just charged after it. So he's played a poor pass, and then he's also vacated his position to just chase it like he's playing football in a playground. Listen, I think Laxalt has got good qualities, but I don't think defending late in the game when you just need to shore things up and be steady, I don't think he's maybe the best player to have on at that stage. But listen, the subs have been poor, and there's no getting away from that. Craig Mack 67, okay performance. Welsh was very good, however we're still missing a spark. It's clear to see that we are just treading water until the end of the season. Major changes are still required. Aye, I feel like it goes without saying, and please don't watch any of this content and misunderstand the fact that everything that we're talking about in these games is qualified by the fact that major changes are still required. It's all too little too late. If we win every game between now and the end of the season, it will still be too little too late. There's major discrepancies in the team. The manager has to be replaced. All of those things still stand. And I think today, I mean, Craig's saying treading water there. We certainly were towards the end of the game, in a game that we were really comfortable in, and we should probably have seen it out maybe 3-4-0. But we lose the goal, and then the nerves creep in, and that's, as I say, that's the way the season's gone for us. But I definitely think we're all aware that the changes need to be made, and as I've said before, I would like them to be made sooner rather than later, because I think the longer we wait, the tougher the next guy's job is going to be. But I really don't expect any change, possibly before the end of the season, certainly before things are mathematically done and dusted. Makola, 3 main issues for me. Number 1, we're hugely vulnerable in the deep areas of midfield. Number 2, we need a goalkeeper who can actually make saves. And number 3, our fitness is absolutely terrible, something made worse by Lennon's terrible game management, Turnbull off and Wogic kept on. Aye, I think all 3 of them have merit. I think obviously the goalkeeping situation is a nightmare for us. I've seen a lot of people saying you could put all 3 of them in goals at once and probably still couldn't keep goals out. You couldn't make a good goalkeeper if you mixed the qualities of all 3 of them, which I think is maybe harsh. I mean, I know Barkas has struggled. Bain's not cut out to be the long-term Celtic number 1. I don't think Hazard is either. I would prefer, as I said in the video there, I'd prefer Barkas to just be playing. And then we can just see what he's like between now and the end of the season, because we know it's not going to be Bain. Bain's had medium to long-term spells and goals for Celtic over a number of seasons now. We know that he's not going to be long-term number 1. And maybe under a new manager, Barkas could perform differently. I just think the current manager is fed up with him and he doesn't want to play him. So the goalkeeping situation is a nightmare. Vulnerable in the deep areas midfield. I can see where he's come with that. I know Brown playing again today, came off for Sorrow, good bits and bad bits when he came on. I think he made a couple of good recovery challenges. He had a couple of ropey ones as well, but where he was blatantly stopping counter-attacks, which you have to do in that position at times, I understand. But I definitely think we need strengthening in there. And Turnbull, I thought he was going to get 90 minutes, and he didn't. Vogic was kept on. Turnbull should, if, again, we talked about Turnbull's fitness as well, round about the game at Ibrox, where I thought he really tired about the hour mark. But I'd like to see him get 90 minutes and really get used to playing 90 minutes 2 or 3 times a week if it need be. We'll finish tonight with Jack Strang. Good up until their goal, and then the intensity dropped. A competent manager would not have let that happen, and Lennon is lucky Laxalt saved us at the end. Why has the rebuild not started yet? However, on the positive side, Welsh and Edward were very good today. I totally agree that the manager should have been replaced already, and in some ways you can say a goal line clearance in the last minute. Very, very fortunate today. Lucky that Laxalt saved us with that goal line clearance, but I think Laxalt gave away a couple of stupid fouls when he came on. So again, it depends what way you look at it. But I agree that the intensity did drop when the Motherwell goal went in, and that sort of lack of confidence that's just bubbling under the surface this season is there for all to see when we concede a goal. It rocks us a little bit, and then we're nervy towards full time. But the rebuild, why is it not started yet? Phone Dermot Desmond. I think we've heard talk this week that maybe the new manager is being worked on or has been decided or is waiting in the wings, but I'm not going to read into any rumours. I want something concrete. I want the club to communicate it. I want them to tell us what's happening, but we know not to hold our breath for that, or we'd have been dead long ago. So aye, we'll just need to wait and see what happens. I think, as I say earlier, I don't expect any changes before the end of the season. Well, possibly before the end of the season, definitely not before the league's mathematically done and dusted. And depending on what happens with the Scottish Cup, if it's going to go ahead, if it's not going to go ahead, I think all of those external factors are going to play into when we actually find out about the change and what it is. But aye, there's no getting away from the fact that what we've seen for today's game, it's still drastically needed. Like the video, comment your own thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you during the week for the build up to St Mirren. Cheers.